So to get started, these are the tools that you're going to need. So this is the measuring tape, this is scissors, this is 3.5 for the waist and 4mm for the rest of the skirt. Now, and the yarn, of course, and I'm going to put up what yarn I used here, and then we're going to get started with the waist. So to get started with the waist, I am going to start that way, and we are going to make a loop. Now we're going to crochet 9 after this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we're going to chain 1, and then we go back into that space. Not sure why it does not want to. Right. Go into that space, we're going to do single crochets going back. Now, if you want to make sure that you keep the right number of stitches that you have made, you can count. Now, because I've been crocheting for a while, I know how many I have done. Now for the sizes, I'm going to put up sizes on the screen so that you can use the proper measurements for your skirt. I'm a size medium. Chain 1, and then we're going to turn around. Now we're going to start crocheting at the back of the lines, and we're going to do single crochets at the back. So that you need to count as well. Make sure that you count your stitches. And then when you reach the end of the line, you are going to crochet, you're going to chain 1 and then go back and do the same thing that we have done until it's the length of your ideal skirt. Now, don't make the mistake of leaving it here. That's why counting is so important. This is a stitch as well. So chain 1, and then we go back, and then we do this in the back loop. Again, we are going to continue and do this until it's our desired length. So you can see it's starting to look this way. So I have used that yarn that I spoke about when we started to make my skirt. So I'm going to just show you how long it is. Now remember, this is quite stretchy, so when you're measuring it, you need to stretch it out, okay? So I'm going to, I'll just use inches. So that's going to be double the inches. So I can just hold this here and then go back, and that's about, I would say that's about there. So that's going to be, let's zoom in, that's going to be double that. So you multiply that by 2. That's the whole length of this thing. So I doubled it so that you can see. But yeah, this is the length of the waist part. So this is where we're going to crochet the rest of the skirt. So I'm going to put together the waist with a single crochet. So this is how you put together the waist. So you can go in and out on the other side. So there you go. We're almost at the end now, and this is, okay, I'm going to make sure that I put in the last as well. So this is the last, and then I'm going to chain 1. So now we're going to change hooks, and I'm going to use a 4mm. You can use a 4mm or 4.5. So I'm going to, that was a chain 1, 2, and then we're going to do half double crochets. You're going to do 1 half double crochet in each space. So each space is like each row. So this are my half double crochets, half double crochet in this space. So half double crochet in here. I try to go in between the yarn instead of just underneath the yarn. So half double crochet here, and then half double crochet in this one. Half double crochet in here, in between, and half double crochet in the next space. So this is how it's starting to look. We're going to do this going all the way around until we meet here. Alright, so I've completed the waist and I've completed the first row. Now I chained 1, I slip stitch here to join, and I'm chaining 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in the 5th I'm going to do 2 of triple double crochets. So let's start with 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to chain 1, and then 1, 2, 3, all right, so now we chain 1 and then we count 1, 2, 3, 4. In the 5th we are going to do a double crochet, and then we chain 1 and then another double crochet in the same space, chain 1, and then we are going to chain 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in the 5th we do the 3 double crochets, and then we chain 1, and then we do 3 double crochets, 2, 3, and then chain 1, and then we are going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. In the 5th we're going to do 1 double crochet, 1, and then 1 double crochet, then we chain, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in the 5th we're going to do 2 of 3 double crochets. I think by now you sort of get the idea. And chain 1, I'm going to do this and meet you at the end where I'll show you how we join. 2, 3, chain 1, and then count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in the 5th we're going to do 1 double crochet, chain 1, and 1 double crochet, chain 1, and then now we are going to do this. So you can see how it looks now. So I'm going to meet you at the end. All right, so we have reached the end of the row. I have chained 1, and now I'm going to go into this single double crochet and slip stitch, and this is how it looks. So what I'm going to do is I should have actually put in 2 in here. So I'm going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go into the same space, and I'm going to do a double crochet so that it looks like this one, you see. So now I'm going to chain 1, and then we are going to go into this space. So in this space we do the same thing that we have done in the same space, and that is 3 double crochets, chain 1, and then 3 double crochets, chain 1, and then 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and then in this space we are going to do what we have done before as well, and then that is 1 double crochet, chain 1, and then 1 double crochet and chain 1, and then we go into the next space. You can see it's taking shape now nicely. 1, 2, 3, chain 1 and 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and then in the next space we are going to do what we did before, which is 1 double crochet, chain 1 and 1 double crochet, chain 1, and then we are going to continue and do this for this row, and then I will meet you here at the end. So this is how it looks, and I want to increase a bit, so I'm just going to slip stitch here and then chain 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go into this space in between and then chain 1. So now I want to increase the skirt a little bit, so I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to, in this space I'm not going to increase, and then I'm going to show you how you can increase the skirt. Chain 1, and then in here you're going to do 3 double crochets, and then we chain 1. Now this is where we can increase, so I'm going to chain 1, 2 instead of the usual 1, and then chain 1. So that's one way to increase it. So because previously we were chaining 1, now we're going to chain 2 in between, and then this one we're just going to keep it as it was, and then later on I will show you how to increase again if you are a bit bigger at the hips. But yes, you just need to keep measuring as you go down, and then chain 1, and then go here and going to chain 1, 2, and then chain 1, and of course continue with the skirt. So I'm going to continue with this round, and then we are going to meet on the other round. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to add a few more rows, because this is before this the skirt needs to increase. So I'm going to do about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll do 5 or 6, but I will show you after I have done. So this is 3, and then I will do 2 more before we increase again. So yes, so yeah, so you're going to do 2s in here, and then those rows you are going to continue and do 2 spaces in here instead of 1. All right, so this is how it looks. I'm gonna zoom out so you can see it. It looks like it's small, but it stretches quite a bit. Okay, so we are going to increase by, so I chained 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, we're doing 5 because we are skipping 2 instead of 1. So chain 1, and now instead of putting in 3, we are going to put in a batch of 4, chain 1, and a batch of 4. So that's 2, 3, 4, chain 1, and then we put in 4. Let's see, 3, 4, and then we chain 1, and then I'm going to move into the next space where we do 2 chains. 1, 2, chain 1, and then we are going to do 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1, and then another 4. Chain 1, and 1, 2, and the double crochet, chain 1, and then we continue and do that in this in the next spaces. Okay, so we're continuing and we're doing 4. So this is where we ended off, and we continue. So you can increase this way, and another way you can also increase your crochet hook to make it a 4.5 millimeter instead of a 4. If you were using a 4.5, you can go to 5. So I'm going to increase my crochet hook, and yeah, continue with the pattern of 4 still, so that the skirt can be a bit more open. Okay, all right, so I've reached the end, and now I'm going to increase by using a bigger yarn hook. So I was using a 4 millimeter, and I'm moving straight to a 5 millimeter. So if you want to increase, you can use this method, or otherwise you can put in 4 double crochets in here if you don't have a bigger hook. So I'm going to use 5. If you were using 5, you can use 6. So I'm going to keep to the pattern 2, 3, 4, but I'm going to be using a bigger hook. So I'm going to be doing 3 double crochets, and then chain 1, then 3 double crochets, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and then we go into this space, and we're going to say 1, chain 2, and then 1 double crochet, chain 1, and then we are going to continue this way until you are happy with the length of the skirt. If you want to increase again, you can use a bigger hook size, or you can add another double crochet so that you are crocheting 4 double crochets, chain 1, 4 double crochets, chain 1, 4 double crochets if you have not increased your hook. 1, 2. So now I'm going to continue and do that, you guys, and I'm going to meet you once I have completed my skirt with the length that I like, and then I will show you the length in centimeters or inches. 1, and yeah, so you can already see that it's this is a bit bigger than this one because of the size of the hook. So yes.